The Air Force's Cyclone maritime helicopter, a $5.8 billion work in progress for the Department of National Defense for almost 20 years.
The contract, which we are pleased to announce today, calls for the delivery of the first helicopter no later than 48 months from contract award.
A former public works minister and the then Liberal government with a schedule that turned out to be wildly optimistic. And here we are now, nearly 2 decades later, and the Defense Department is still waiting for the last 2 helicopters. The federal government and the U.S. manufacturer blame supply chain issues for this latest delay. Yet, for almost a generation, engineers have struggled to turn this civilian-designed helicopter into a military one.
And Paul's clear the water.
Now, a new wrinkle. In a leaked internal report obtained by CBC News, the Air Force is worried the communication and combat systems on the Cyclones that have been delivered are becoming obsolete. Critical systems are set to expire without replacement pathways. In other words, a plan to buy new systems. The Air Force is trying to figure out an interim fix so the Cyclone can continue to drop torpedoes and communicate with Navy frigates. The combat system is used to hunt submarines, but a full version of the replacement won't be available until 2031. And then there's the issue of maintaining a fleet of helicopters no other nation is flying.
Cost is going to be a big factor in terms of trying to sustain a supply of parts or a vendor or facility that can provide new ones.
With all of the problems and delays, this defense expert wonders whether federal officials would now consider moving on to replace the Cyclones with something less troublesome.
There's been some Canadian allies recently that have done essentially exactly that. Moved to cut their losses on some helicopters which were underperforming and look at alternatives. I don't know whether or not we're quite at that situation.
And Murray, as I understand it, you have heard from the Defense Department, but still it seems there are tons of questions here.
Yes, Adrienne. I mean, the Defense Department only provided written statements to questions posed by CBC News. Now, in those statements, they said they remain committed to the Cyclones, but they've acknowledged that they're now looking for an outside consultant to help figure out what to do next. It's unclear what the parameters of that study are going to be, but this is just one of a number of programs Ottawa's had trouble landing. The F-35s, fixed-wing search and rescue planes. Now, the Liberals promised in 2015 to fix procurement, but that hasn't happened.
All right, Murray Brewster in Ottawa, thank you.